Well, by the strap of my boots, I was fortunate enough to be able to have a job that can still make money throughout this. And I have other opportunities that I've been working on the side to make money. And all of those side gigs and things from my job, the extra money that I found from my primary job, all of that money I had been putting it away. And I had been saving it, and I had been stashing it in a new app that I found. You might have heard of it, called Robinhood. Robinhood is a stock market. I've been doing a stock market. And a Generation Z, a Zoomer, has no business in the stock market, it seems. Do I know anything about the stock market? Maybe. But it's been working for me so far. Even though there's been a huge crash in the market, I still have been able to keep positive and keep level headed. So, for many of the Generation Z out there, I've already lost you. You don't know anything about the stock market and you don't care about the stock market. That's on you. You can totally just casually breeze on past it. But the more you know about money, the more that you might likely find some money yourself. No matter how good you're doing now, imagine if you could do better. Right? That's the mentality that I like. No matter how good you're doing now, imagine if you could do better. And it doesn't mean that better means getting more things. And that's the childish mentality that my generation is known for. The Generation Zs are known for frivolous spending and $1,100 iPhones and $5 cups of coffee, and it goes on. And you know how I know that? Because I did it myself. I did it. I was that idiot wearing $300, $400 sneakers. For who? But in the end, I paid the price. And now that's money that I don't have. But I can find the extra money now. I can work for that extra money. I can put it towards something that will ideally make me money without me having to do anything. To put that into perspective, if we look over here at my Robinhood, you can just see a green line going up. I'm just going to bring that a little bit closer. If we look at my 3 months, look at that drop. This is all my money. If you can see that number right there, that's $1,052. That's the value of my portfolio. That's not a lot of money in investing. But to some of you, you can't scrape together $1,000 for an emergency. So seeing $1,000 all at once might seem pretty cool if you know that it's for nothing. So that's a wild idea. Over here, if I were to put my cursor over there, that's how much money I total put in. Not $1,000. I put in $1,267. That's how much money I put in. But yet right now, it went all the way down, and my value is $1,000. That's a total of $200 loss. But the entire market went down. Everybody's money went down, not just my money. The only way that I can actually confirm that I lost that money is if I sold all of my stocks now. At one point, all of these were red. because all of the stocks had gone down substantially. The entire market was at a standstill because nobody could go outside. Nobody can still go outside to this day. But today, people are finally getting their shit together and realizing that this virus is not going to be the end of the world. It's going to be crazy. It's still crazy and huge, but it's not going to tank the economy. It's going to still move on, because if we look at the Vanguard S&P 500, this is a representation of essentially the top 500 companies in America. The biggest guys you can think of: Amazon, Google, Tesla, huge guys, and then some smaller guys along the way. But the top 500 companies, not people. This is 5 years of growth. It's always been moving up, but it has peaks down. But it always comes back. Eventually it will come back, but right now we are pretty low. This is not the lowest it's ever been, and this is not an apocalypse. This is not complete loss of economy. We did not, just because we've went down 7 to 10% each day, does not mean that our economy is 7 to 10% weaker, or less valuable, I should say. Whether you are selling all of your stocks or just completely panicked, you need to realize that this is a short-term thing. And making money is not a short-term idea anymore. It can't be. You can't think about hourly everything. You can't think about making money in an hour. I get paid $15 an hour. You're thinking so small. Think larger than that. Think about your future for once. Think about long term. Think about 2 years, 3 years, 5 years down the line. Think about 10 years down the line. How much money do you want to have? Are you going to continue the cycle that you're in right now for 10 years? Are you going to be broke at the end of every single month for 10 years? And then continue that? Or is it going to somehow change after 10 years? Well, take initiative, Zoomers. The time is now. Because during the recession, everything is cheaper to jump into. But you might have less money because you're still doing foolish things. That's on you. You can make that decision if you're ready to start putting money away for nothing. That's how you have to think about it. Think about the idea of putting money in your... I don't know where you put money nowadays. People don't put money under their mattress. Think about you stick some money in a shoebox in the back of your closet. Most of the time you know where that money is about to go. You know that you're about to go spend it on the next pair of Jordans. You know that you're going to go spend it out on the town. But you don't have to. You can just save that money for the sake of saving that money. Now imagine if you couldn't even touch that money. Or imagine that you were disciplined enough to not touch that money. Think about it, Zoomers. You can be making money hourly. That's fantastic. Great. But you need to think about how much money you'll be making in 20 years. Because things are changing for us. Things are changing rapidly. And pretty much everything that you know might be completely wiped off the face of the planet. That's a little dramatic. I'm not talking about mass extinction. I'm talking about social interaction. I'm talking about going face to face and seeing somebody. Being able to shake hands with somebody is now not an option anymore. So how are you going to make your money? Instead of your smile and good looks, use your brain. But, that's not really an option for some people, and I can respect that. That's totally fine. Everybody has to make their money somehow. But if you sit home and you twiddle your thumbs, or you just play video games and you complain about how broke you are and you watch your family suffer, that could be pretty bad. If you're doing fine, then congratulations. You're unlike many of Americans out there. Many, many Americans out there are very scared because they're living paycheck to paycheck. And I know exactly what it's like to live paycheck to paycheck. But I dream of a world where that is not the case for me. And I hope that millennials have been enough of a kick in the ass for my generation, the Zoomers, to get into economics and take control of their finances. This has been Zoomer Economics. Mike Rios, signing off.